Hello.
Are you welcome? Are you ready? We are streaming a doubleheader tonight. We're ready. We're ready. It's all good. Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of the Elven Portal Podcast, Pathfinder's 2nd edition Age of Ashes AP. I gotta say, like, they've had some interesting ideas. There's Edgewatch, where you guys get to play agents in a city doing the Sherlock thing, but you're kind of like cops. They've had this interesting one with a circus that's going to, well, you start off at a circus and you're going to go up against the Extinction Curse. There is a straight up dungeon crawl, like pretty basic stuff that we have a brand new crew doing. It's called Monster Interrupted. Brand new players. I mean, I even roped coworkers that have like, oh, D&D, I've heard of that, you know, kind of thing. Fresh crew, no chemistry, straight dungeon bones, slap them together, see what happens.
Sounds old school.
It is old school. And then we have our classic cast that have honed their chemistry through Star Wars, through Cavaliers, through the deserts. And now, I gotta say, reading ahead, I think Age of Ashes is comparable to like Rise of Rune Lords. If you're going like 1st edition, 2nd edition, like this has such interesting meat and bones and story in it. They really came out swinging early. So we are still rolling with it. We are still filming it. And apologies for the stream aspect as well as the uploading aspect being a little bit dodgy, because this night is also our Star Wars night and we're going to be jumping around. But we're going to try and dive back in hard. Starting, well, right now, tonight. Got one episode down, another one coming shortly. When last we left our... when last we left our heroes, our...
No, we're heroes. We're totally heroes.
Are you heroes?
Yeah.
Overlords of the Nether... No. Not sure what to call you. I will say this. A live stream gives you instant interaction with us as long as we can pay attention to the feed. The podcast will have extra music and ambience laid down, and the audio will be polished. And the uploaded video to our YouTube will have both. So if you want to stay ahead of the story, come to live stream. You want to see what's going on, you love the Maps Fantasy Grounds, which we are sponsored by the way, then check out our YouTube page. Otherwise, we are podcasting to all podcatchers everywhere. And of course, you can always visit our website at www.rollmongers.com to check out everything we are involved in. The scene comes down, not in Isker, but south in the northeastern Mahogany Expanse of a jungle where a goblin is... kitty, kitty, kitty. A few platforms away from the most vicious Beat Saber Bratva dance of Brobishan. What'd you call it? The
babushka.
Babushka. Yeah. Well, maybe if the pros show up. Dance feather going on a couple platforms away. Jobrak.
It's Lobrak.
Sorry, Lobrak. Jobrak's your brother.
Yeah.
Jobrak's your backup goblin.
Yep, exactly. We got Jobrak, Lobrak, Brobrak,
Blowback.
Crowbrak,
The goblins keep coming.
Zobak.
Instead of like a bunch of dwarven cousins, like he'll just be the endless goblin guy that just shows up right in his coat. I'm here to inherit my brother's belongings and moving on. Don't tell me, I might actually do that. So with you, sir.
Our sacrificial goblin.
Yeah.
Lowbrack, you go first. Next day.
Get-
Throwback, you go first.
Getting a lot of echo from you, Matt. Lean in, buddy.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
It's this damn Milwaukee Expanse is interfering with my vocal.
Stop leaning back in the chair, you lazy goblin. Dwarf. So, unless you have some other idea, would you perhaps like to attempt a nature check?
No, disguise yourself as a cat. Do it.
I'm open to...
Disguise yourself as a piece of meat.
That was impressive how fast she wolfed him down, but that's not the impression I think you're trying to go for.
Yeah, so as I get closer and she just gives me the eyes,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna back away.
Okay.
Because I realize I'm not great with animals.
That's not bad. That's not a bad idea. Okay.
It's like, yeah, you know what? She seems a little territorial, a little hostile. It's not my cup of tea.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna wander off and find somewhere else to sleep for a bit.
Okay. Alethea. What a joy
Yes.
it is to be in a foreign elven city. Distant from your homelands, to be immersed in your own people's culture, but a foreign people's culture it's more than overwhelming. You had to get away from your party. The human, the dwarves, the goblin, they wouldn't understand. There's just a chance where you could just relax. You and Reyna wandering the catwalks, breathing it all in. They've actually very strategically positioned a lot of shade-giving structures and certain slightly taller canopies that no one's caught out in the heat and the sun too long. But you still find yourself wanting to go from, shade to shade. You haven't wandered too far, I'm supposing.
Just wandering, looking around.
Mm-hmm. And then you come upon a second bridge where you can see over like a gap, and you start circling back. You've gone all the way down one, crossed over, come to another platform. People are stopping and smiling and greeting you in Elven. They're asking, who are you? Where have you come from? Just surprised to see you. These people, unless they pass you, they haven't really heard from the other tribe members that, strangers have arrived kind of thing. Because you've headed out, that lonely dock walk away from the main city, that type of thing. But they see a foreign elf with bow, with companion. Reyna stays close at your heels, and they smile happily, eye you curiously, but they don't maul you. They keep a respectful distance. You are still foreign to them, And then you hear a low whistle, and it draws your attention across to another bridge where you see a perfectly shaded dappled tree and a large hunting cat and a small green shadow edging its way out towards it. With bated breath, you
Head over.
you can't get to him in time. You'd have to double back all the way around. You may have to draw a weapon to save that poor creature's life. I mean, it'd be a shame you had to shoot the goblin to save the lion, but I'm saying that poor creature.
I would totally shoot the goblin to save the lion.
The bow comes out. Yes?
No.
So that's Reyna.
I hate that guy. Do it.
What is it that with Hawkeye, the Avengers, and the Quicksilver guy, and he's like, no one would know. No one would know. He's got the bow. It's like, no one would know. Oh, it's terrible. The Quicksilver died. And no one would know, sitting there.
Oh no, what happened?
Last I saw him, he was just hanging out on the edge. You must have slipped over.
Oops.
It's a real shame.
Of course, you don't raise your bow,
No.
but Reyna kind of gives you a nudge, like, hey now, because she sees your knuckles whitening, clutching it. Hey, boss, are you okay? Luckily for you, you don't have to make that decision. As foolish as he engages in something, you have worked with this goblin before. Self-preservation and luck, one or the other. And sure enough, both kick in, and you see him not 180, but decide that, today's not the day to make himself cat food. And he backs off.
Good.
A completely outfitted in green leather Yeki male with one eye a little bit clouded over. Doesn't look like he's blind, but it looks like he's been wounded. long dreads, carrying a massive long hunting bow and quick flight wisped featherhead arrows. A hunter recognizes another hunter. He slides up beside you and leans on the rail and says, I see your companion has found Harriet.
Harriet?
Then he stops, frowning for a moment, and turns to you somewhat pleasantly and says, Yes, Harriet. And he gestures towards the hunting cat like they've named it.
Okay.
And he looks down at your companion and looks back at you as if to answer an unasked question. We don't command Harriet. She thinks she's a leopard. She just hangs about. I'm curious if he gained her approval. Doesn't look like he'd like that very much.
Don't think he gained her approval at all.
I am Akosa, he says rather matter-of-factly, and bristles himself up to his full height.
Alethea.
He gives no clan. He just nods. I gave you short answer. You gave me short answer back. He nods. He says, I am to hunt for tonight's feast. And then he looks at his bow and lovingly just sort of caresses the tip with 2 fingers, checking the tensile strength of the string distractively, and then shakes himself out of it. You may accompany me if you wish to help feed your rather plump companions.
I'd like that. I can join you.
He invited you, he baited you, but he still kind of sneers like, whatever. Well, it wouldn't hurt them to join, though I think they would scare off the prey. Very well. I leave within the hour. I will meet you here.
I'll be ready.
And he quickly stomps off like a couple paces, then hesitates and looks back like he wants to add something, maybe even apologize, and then shakes his head better of it. Can I have a perception check, please?
$14.
You can't be certain, but this guy seems scarred, and I don't mean just physically. Emotionally.
Gotcha.
He doesn't seem to be doing well with outsiders. His actions and his politeness are forced at best.
Okay.
Meanwhile, Muros,
Oi.
what exactly did you do? Performance, craft, acrobatics to draw a crowd?
I started doing flips and cartwheels. If you want to be having a bit of a dancing fun time there, you got to have a bunch of people. That's the fun thing about dancing. You need a crowd.
Okay.
So yeah, a bunch of flips and twirls and hoops and holleros.
Amazing
Eh.
acrobatic prowess made and backed by these rolls that'll come now.
Oh yeah, here's one. Shazam, 24. Acrobatics.
Well, at least I don't see you look like you're flopping around like a court jester.
Oh, exactly. 23.
Okay.
Huzzah!
Running towards a tree trunk, clasping the vines with your toe and foretoe on your thing, climbing up, stopping, holding it, because it's all about the core, and then
Indeed.
double, triple axing, flipping your way down and planting your feet, and producing a cute little vine that you've already woven into a circlet and placing it on some young elf's head, and then flipping off. You soon, with these antics, draw a crowd. Chasing you around with their own anklets, and actually rather deftly adapting and then mimicking some of your moves, your two opponents, you know,
Bit of fun. All right,
Yeah.
we get a little more complicated then. Triple swirl.
With
No one ever does a triple swirl.
not even you with a 20.
Let alone does a triple swirl twice in a row. Oh no! 17.
20 gets you 2.5, 17 gets you 1.5, but it's a good thing they don't speak dwarven or you know, or even common, because whatever you're shouting at them, they're like, and now this. They just see you going blah
Yeah.
blah, and you do a flip, and they're like, oh okay, half-ass clap. Anyway, you do manage, the girls do draw some guy that comes out with a flute, and then that guy with drums, and they, you know, a little bit of a,
Yeah.
hey, you know, let's do this.
Spontaneous musical.
Yeah, maybe.
We
Yeah.
kind of there. We're getting.
Not almost. Oh, let's see how you do with the young kids. Phase 1. Each dancer, for the mechanics of this Dance Revolution, will make an unarmed attack roll. You know, I picked the wrong guy. against their
Unarmed.
against their opponent's AC with a -4 circumstance penalty. This is due because you're aiming only for the opponent's anklets, not some solid hit on their body. A successful hit will gain that dancer 1 point. A critical hit allows you to strike both anklets for 2 points. A critical failure applies a -2 penalty to that dancer's roll in the second phase of the game. Ready?
Yeah.
They show you the basics of the first part of the game, and then one of the girls steps forward like she's your first opponent and begins dancing. To you, looks like a very complicated elven jig, but she's
ready for
she's
this?
shuffling her feet rather quickly, making them hard targets to hit. So,
All right.
have at us.
How about she?
Yeah.
All right. I'll roll for initiative, or I just go first.
Go ahead. Oh,
Sweet.
yeah, that do you have performance?
No.
Okay. Well, let's do, you could use performance, I'll even let you use your acrobatics.
Eesh.
What was the last thing you were doing? That's 17, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, rolling for them. Despite their decent modifier, they only come up short at 15, 16. So you get to go first.
Huzzah! So,
Start the music.
Dog
Oh,
just
wait a
walked
minute.
into the room, thought she was coming to give me love and attention. She literally walked up, looked at the mic, burped, and then turned around and walked away. Show off. Yeah.
Serious.
Oh, Lily.
Okay, so obviously with that little anecdote, the song that's playing is the Elven version of Who Let the Dogs Out. Who let the dogs out? No, seriously.
All right, so
Imagine jiggish fun dancing. Well, I'll actually provide the music in the actual pod, but for right now.
so I just use my powerful fist unarmed attack.
Yep. You have a -4 to hit.
All right, so take -4 off of this.
Now, do you have a -4 with
20.
with your oh, never mind.
Second attack.
Yeah, but he would actually be able to do a full spread, so you might as well just pump in the -4s, right?
Yeah. My my next attack will be like +10.
Okay. So, with a 24, right out of the gate, dance. She comes at you, shuffle, look for an opening, and with a what?
Oh, but I flurry of blows this.
Yeah, with your feet. So tell me what you do.
Yeah.
Picture. Let's tell me the move. Explain it. She's doing like this little side shuffle, keeping the feet in front of each other,
Yeah.
back, like, you know, like the Irish, not river dancing on your feet, but you know that little side thing, right?
Muros does this thing where he does a little up and then twirl, where he ends up on the ground in kind of like a little push-up position,
Okay.
and with his feet pointed towards her.
Yep.
And then he does a push-up, and he kind of launches into this like kind of corkscrew maneuver,
Okay, so he goes from doing the dwarven worm breakdance to like suddenly making an attack and coming at her.
Yeah.
She can't read your eyes because she can't see you. And
Yeah.
you
kind of doing like
Yep.
one of like the big worms
Yep.
where you flop across it,
yep.
and then do a big leap at her, and then try to make contact with her bells.
Which okay. The ringlets,
Yes.
anklets, make a resounding chime. And with a 24, not quite a crit, but you gain yourself a point. Keeping score, 1
Ata.
for Muros.
Yeah. Are we using? Is this a special rules engagement or?
Well, it's your initiative, so if you have more attacks, have at it.
Well, with flurry of blows, right? And
Yep.
So.
Go
All
ahead.
right. So second attack.
Mhm.
Brah. Oh, that's Is there still that -4 still persisting, right?
Mhm.
So that's a 10.
-4 is going to be at all, like on top of all your other
Oh,
bonuses, or
All right, cool. So that's a 10 to hit.
Okay. No.
No. Okay. Third.
Now I'm going to say your third would probably be taken up in dancing, because you're not just standing there.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like you are trying to do something intricate even on the spot. So we're going to say that third shove, like that third action is kind of like you're into a dance,
Yeah,
especially
that's
going to
cool.
like fly around, right?
Yeah.
Because even a step, I guess you could do for free, but
Yeah. No, it's a full on like fancy
Yep.
like breakdance fighting.
Yep.
I
There's a
picture
couple of
capoeira.
Yeah.
if
There's,
you- if
there's a
you're
lot of
familiar
like
with that.
sets of movements.
Now, since we don't have performance, you want to give me some acrobatics since that's what you are using. We'll just see how cool said look. We'll say that as your first. You know what I'm saying?
Certainly.
60.
16.
So not bad.
acrobatics.
You flip over, you do the worm. It's a basic planking move, and then you fly yourself out backwards like a rocket. Get 1 chime out of 2, and a point for you. Now it's her go. Anyway, the second girl is calling out, and she's like making an exclamation like blah 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 Mako, blah 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 Mako. You kind of get the idea that your opponent's name is Mako, because other people
All right.
also are rooting for the home team.
Makes sense.
Coming at you with a performance. Total of 24. So now that you've hit her once, she changes her tactics, cartwheels around to your head, and flips forward, doing the like the axe leg, but she tumbles forward and the axe leg comes right over and down, and she's looking to like get beside you, so the leg comes over almost like a wrestling move,
Yeah.
while landing like Cossack style on the one crimped up leg.
Yeah.
That's what she goes for with the performance, and the actual attack against you. 19 at -4 is 15, with her plus 11 is 24.
To my AC of 22.
Okay, so ding! She gets a point on you, but just the one strike. She's moved around quite a bit, lined up a really good hit. She's got a serious, attack modifier, and like with the performance check for her and acrobatic for you, keeping with the beat. That is also important.
Yeah. It's not just about getting points. There's getting points on beat.
Right. So simple beat, bum, 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 and you guys are just kind of moving. It's almost like the Star Trek dun 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 dun.
Yeah.
Like it's a slow tempo, right?
Yeah, you both got a bob to it.
Right.
It's
So
just how it goes.
you went much faster, did something a little bit more complicated. She counters, and after her strike, jumps away, and the music suddenly changes. It becomes much faster. And I'll actually take a DC 15 acrobatics or performance just to keep up with the beat of the music.
All right. Acrobatics. Oh, nice. 27.
No problem. If there's drums involved, there's a rhythm. And if there's a rhythm involved, that's all dwarven, man. Percussion is the thing. No problem at all. With a 27, you actually beat the DC by 10. So now, with a critical success, you actually not only keep up with the music, But in time, forcing yourself to that tempo makes you harder to hit. And you get a +2 AC bonus for the next round.
Huzzah! I like that.
Yeah. She tries to counter, keeping up, moving in. DC 15, her performance of 13 with her 2. She does keep up, but it's more like a trained thing. Like she's used to this music and she's got a set of moves. Oh, it's Poker Face. My Poker Face. I know these moves. They all do it on the, the little island, blah, 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 that type of thing. But I'm not saying she's maxed out. It's just like she set herself into the rhythm where you've got juice to spare, like you crit it. However, it does give her an AC of 20 instead of 18. And the beat goes on. Do you care to strike again? Coming back to your turn.
Yes, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
So first, nat 20.
Booyah!
34 to hit.
Okay. Your acrobatics is already in place, keeping you in time with the music. And instead of an AC of 20, you crit with a 34. Explain to me this awesome move you use to strike both anklets in this round.
From that, recovering from that last kind of spiraling, kind of kick out, I go into Muros goes into this helicopter kind of spin recovery, where
like Street Fire, the upside down.
Yeah. And like Chung Lee's upside down hurricane kick. And he does kind of one of those things where the leg just gonna.
Okay, but that's gonna hit me in the head. My anklets are down here.
But that's the impressive part. Is done from down low.
So you go up into a helicopter and then you fold yourself up so the spinning comes really low. And
a helicopter aimed at her anklets.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. When you say helicopter,
on a 45, right?
Yeah.
So,
okay. I gotcha.
Yeah.
But you start the move. I'm picturing you you start the helicopter up. You go to full height, and they react and back off. Head goes back, feet come out, and then it
would be kind of like a kind of a
dip the
spring
rotors.
up.
Yeah.
Goes into like a roundhouse kick, but fakes out, goes low.
Yep. Gotcha.
And sweeps the ankle super hard. It's like one of those like all in kind of for the ankle dives. And comes out, rewinds.
Okay.
And then with his second attack.
Mm-hmm.
Or not attack, but
move.
Playfully aiming at the bell.
Playfully. Finisher! Rips out her spine. Whoops. Got a little competitive there.
Wow. Yeah.
What'd you get?
That got serious fast.
What'd you get?
23 with that's all in with the negatives included. So it's 27 rolled.
That does get a hit, but not a crit. So you are up to 4 points in the second round.
All right. Well, that's my.
Yeah. Coming.
That's the flurry of blows.
Yeah. Coming back at you with her strike of be 16. She keeps up well with the music, but her dancing moves, when you're attacking with your body parts, you are a monk. The first thing you learned was hand-to-hand against another martial artist. I'm not saying her moves are predictable. The kid is fast and fluid, but the way she's moving, positioning herself, there's a logic to the sweeping arcs of the legs, and you're ready for them. You block them, or you just manage to yoink the leg anklet out of the way, and she misses. Which brings us to round 3. The music plays faster still. And she does a performance check to keep up, as you need an acrobatic check. Dun, 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 dun. But panning away from those rolls for a moment. Back to Elbrick, who's frantically searching for him. We're bleeding companions, Elbrick.
Yeah, I'm like scrambling, looking around the square, trying to sign out to people, like bald, chest hair, where.
Right, so these elves bring out a bucket, a shaving kit. One guy starts sharpening a blade, a little stool. They tell you to sit on it.
No, and I'll look around, and knowing Muros, he's not gonna just run in. He's just not gonna. Yeah. He's not going to just run into the jungle. I'm going to head to the big. There seems to be a commotion. What am I hearing?
You're
The dog.
hearing Reyna
You
going.
run towards the dogs.
That's Reyna having an argument about a certain elven archer offing a certain goblin, and do it. That would catch us up in that point in time.
Yeah, that was little Eris
Yeah.
calling from the sidelines.
Okay.
Yeah, do it.
So Niles Elbrick gets a little frantic. The people disappearing. He starts pantomiming, like he said, like he showed. He splayed his hands in his hair, like frantically, like he's trying to show up someone bald. And I guess they took it like, oh, please shave me, because they go and they get hot water, and the guy starts sharpening a big leather. But oh no, wait! He squeals like a little girl and backs off. What are you doing?
Just waiting.
Just sitting in the shade with your beer.
Well, there's supposed to be a feast happening.
Yeah,
I'm waiting for the feast.
That's right.
so-
Yeah. Having your afternoon.
Yep. Have my afternoon ale with my followed by my other afternoon ale.
Beautiful weather.
wait.
You got shades, beautiful weather. They've all screwed off. Yeah, no problem. Drinking time, right?
Yep.
A
Do you want to go get lost or get killed?
A
That's your
curious-
problem.
a curious elf.
He's heavy into worship.
Yeah.
This is my religious pact. I have to do this every afternoon.
Seeing that you're pulling like something from under your cloak type of thing, right? And smelling the booze on you, because the guy probably like always, right? We know elven wine, like we know what booze is, right? A curious young, old, I mean, these people just
Young,
don't
old?
age. You're like shaking your head going like, he could be 25. They stop aging around then. He could be 125. He could be 425. The guy would look the same, right? A curious elf comes and sits beside you, and he has a water skin or a wine skin in his hand. And he offers it and points at your metallic little flask like he wants to make a trade.
Sure. Take one last little swig. Here you go.
Okay. So he gives you the wineskin?
Yep.
Right?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. He politely, doesn't make a big show of it, but subtly, produces a cloth, wipes up the nozzle and has a sniff. Pours a little bit out in his palm and inspects the fluid and just sort of smells and slurps it. And his eyes go wide and he kind of like starts coughing like and then just kind
Good
of
stuff.
and then you get that sort of aftertaste of like, ooh, wait a minute, no, that burns, but that's good. And bleary-eyed, he kind of gives you the thumbs up.
Alright.
And you?
I'll take a good old swig of the
Yeah.
whatever's in this.
Yeah. A strange, rare, fermented maple syrup, tree sap, ancient vine, fermented wild jungle grape. I don't know, but by the time you have your swig,
He's got the jamba juice.
it's Moorish. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could have some more of that.
All right. The more it is.
Yeah. So anyway, he didn't obviously want to take your item. He was trading a swig for a swig, so he offers you back your flask. Do you like, nope,
Alright.
this is mine now?
Oh, I'll offer it back. So
Okay. Nods.
the joys of not
Yeah.
speaking.
Yeah.
No language here.
Oh, but communication is, yeah. These guys are all right. Yeah, thumbs up, drink. Yeah. Anyway, pats you on the shoulder, thankfully, takes a swig of his wine and just starts doing the, the mouthwash with it to, like, get his alcohol all around the gums and, get rid of that burn of yours. Lightweight. But appreciative, that you'd share, and off he goes. Bringing us...
Just wait for my companions wherever they went.
Where did they go? Al is asking anyone, have you seen the bald man? And then they, no, I don't want to shave. Damn it. Coming back to Muros. In round 3. The decisive round. What did you get for that roll, sir? I believe you're trying to keep up with acrobatics.
24.
Ah.
Acrobatics.
The music goes stronger still, but you are good. As is your opponent. Again,
Aha.
a practice rhythm. But now, adapting quickly, as it were, you see this kid tries to improvise, but is not trained to, and starts making what you would guess is sort of like surprise attacks. She starts making wilder, more sweeping arcs that, if you weren't trained on her one-on-one, would work great in like crowd fighting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But on one-on-one, this is not a good idea. Anyway, flailing at you and gets close with a 22, but your +2 that you got for keeping up the music brings your AC up to... What's your AC?
22 normally.
Right, so I
it'll be
normally would have hit
24.
you, but because you've increased the pace or whatever, you got a +2 bonus this round again, up to 24.
Yeah.
So she, like I said, she gets close, and there is that slow motion moment where Muros bends backward all Neo, and her delicate leg sweeps like right over his chin, and then she turns and flips and tries to axe drop the other one down the side of him, his profile, so that the rings connect almost at ground level. But with a shift of a weight, it would come down on his toes, but then he flips to the arch of his foot, and she hits solid plank as he springs away deftly. Round 3. With you? Your attack, sir?
Yeah. 27.
Ding! The fourth one, catching her by surprise, and she just stumbles back, because at that ding, right, the musicians go dun-dun-dun, and they just stop, and she's still dancing like, wait, did I just lose? There's a moment of silence, and then she just like launches herself at you, but not an attack, but just sort of like jumping up and down and starts prattling in her language, very excited. You know, you must teach
Rose
me.
just feeds in.
Yeah, you know, you kind of like yeah.
Rose just feeds in this energy. He just kind of jumps with her.
Yeah, I've never had a girlfriend before. Yeah, exactly. The second one, the second one comes bounding in, and the three of you guys are all jumping, just squealing. You know, the elves laugh. They think this is great that everyone's being such a good sport, and that to their surprise, you actually beat this youth. The squealing goes on. Al, you know that squeal. It doesn't happen often, but year after year.
Oh no! Just immediately dead runs across the plank. Well, you know, like, excuse me, pardon me. You know,
okay.
Working my way through anybody who's on the bridge,
missing the fact that it's a dance party / play competition game. Missing the fact that that calms down, and you've drawn the attention of two older, shall we say, faster, more professional-looking elven dancers that challenge you. They introduce themselves as Kaija.
We're going to be your rival.
And Kayuki. And they would like to have a go. Lean and mean looking, and they're taking the bracelets from the younger girls, and these two, you know, suit up, and they point like, you choose your opponent.
Rose just gives 2 thumbs ups. Oh yeah!
You want to take both of them on simultaneously?
Oh yeah!
Do it!
They all like gasp. Oh, okay.
Yeah!
The balls he has. All right. That's impressive in itself. The music starts.
All right, Merle starts off. Okay, he just kind of loosens up for a bit, and then he just snaps mountain stance.
Okay. So the music starts up. Al comes tearing in, and you interrupt what looks to be ritual combat with music. They've got these heavy rings on their ankles. He's suited up like, you know, as if he's like they've marked him or painted him for something, and he's taking.
You see him marked in mountain stance,
yeah.
Would you recognize?
As his go-to combat, and he's wearing anklets and the type of. Obviously, he's stolen anklets from somebody, and they're, you know.
Oh no! I lose sight of you for no longer than 10 minutes, and you've already picked a fight with a whole bleeding square.
Now, if you have a certain level tier of Patreon, you can actually get Muros hearing devices, and what you would hear is.
The crowd is cheering and exciting. There's a lot of type of thing, and like they're 3 people thick, and Al's like trying to fight his way through all this elven jungle people, and they're like, yeah, Muros, blah 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 blah, and it begins.
Going full on dwarven anxiety. Oh no!
It begins. We're going to go speed round. Okay. Now the video audience, okay, is not even going to see this because I'm going to cover these rolls with a picture. And then we're going to do all the rolls. And then we're going to, role play how this goes down as I'll walk you guys through it. So Muros, how many times can you attack in a round?
Totally, if using flurry blows, I can attack 4 times.
Okay. So I give you Akosa, the snarling hunter elf in green that was talking to Alethea. We'll cover the rolls, so don't call them out. So I'm just going to clear the board here really quick if I can. No, it won't let me do that. Okay. So give me, let's say, 4 acrobatics checks. Oh, actually, you got 2 opponents. Give me 5 acrobatics checks.
Okay.
Really quick.
Yep.
And
acrobatics.
Yep. For you to keep up with the music, we'll say
1.
each one is,
2, 3, 4, 5. Okay.
Okay.
So
with the DC being 15, as long as you beat 15, you're going to get that +2 bonus. If you don't, then we'll roleplay a bit of a stumble in your acrobatics, and you're fine, but you can't get that extra swirling bonus of AC dropping back down to 22. You got that marked.
So,
okay.
yeah.
Now we have your actual combat rolls, and these we'll do as we're talking, as we play through it. So the music starts up, and there's enough people to restrain Al that by the time you come upon the scene, it's kind of for you to interrupt it or stop it might bring them all down. On
he knows the ritual when he sees the ritual.
on the party, you may or may not. I don't know, it's up to Al.
Yeah, I'm already at the. Oh no, I'm too late. It has begun.
Who's taking bets?
Okay. Now there's enough of a ruckus going on, and enough time has gone by that besides other people, like there's like a line of people just want to try out Niles's booze, right? Both our goblin and our ranger, if you wish, have sort of, appeared on the sidelines and can observe, take bets, get into a sniper's nest, or just decide that you're best off just facing the jungle alone. What,
I got 20 gil over here, 20 gil over here, 20 gil. I see 30 gil, 30 gil, 30 gil, 30. 5 to 1, 5 to 1, 7 to 1, 7 to 1.
Okay. So you emerge from the crowd for the crowd to see with actual money? And start laying, try to lay odds.
Oh yeah,
or,
absolutely.
Or do you have enough money to cover that kind of bettage, or do you just want to see if, you're going to bet on Muros or the elves, and see if anybody here will take that bet?
I'm going to bet on Muros, because.
Okay. Can I have a diplomacy check from you, sir? Because this is to them. This is a game. This is a challenge. This is skill. This is impression. For you to talk them into making this like a wagering kind of thing, that's going to take some doing.
Oh, absolutely. 8.
But
I'm completely untrained in diplomacy.
But I will let you, they talk about a minute, right? Now, even though we're going combat rounds, I'd like to see a full minute of dancing. So I'll let you, every round we do combat, I'll let you do diplomacy to see if you can gain interest as the tension builds. If you can hit me a decent DC, somebody will step up and try and take a bet off you. Okay? But before we do that, how much do you have on you? Because you would have to show money, point at your guy to make your point clear. How much silver you got on you?
I have 150 silver.
Okay. So you have 15
money bags.
15 gold, basically.
Yes.
Okay. You want to bet it all on Muros?
I'm going to bet 10 of it.
Okay. So 10 silver is 1 gold?
Or sorry, 10 gold. So 100
so you're yeah. So you produce a bag of 100 silver. See if someone will match it. These guys are wearing gold, like somebody was, right? Okay. Alethea, do you have any interest in this?
Well, I would have gone back looking for somebody to let them know about the hunting.
Sure. You find
And-
Niall sitting on his log.
Okay, well, I will let him know about going hunting.
Come on. Third party. Don't third party me. That's Niles' job. Role play. You see a lone
He's
human.
drinking, isn't he?
A lone human swapping whiskey with elves. This is how you get half elves. You get like an elf drinking and a human drinking. This is how half elves are made, you know.
Okay, well, we'll take a seat next to him.
Okay.
Nobody else is sitting there at the moment.
And wait for the pause in the drinking and sit down. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
They politely take that as a cue, as, you know, you guys are friends or companions or whatever, that you want a moment with them. So they stop pestering him for part of said swig or trading, you know. The line of gifts and beads and weird ass fruit juices and stuff kind of backs off. So Niles is sitting there, you know. Now this guy can drink. I mean, he's of the religion, but he is bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, and a little rosy cheeks. So I'll give him that if he's like taking down all this foreign stuff.
It's all good.
So
Okay, well, I'll hold up my hand and ask for a swig.
By all means, pull up a chair.
okay,
Okay, so I'll take a swig.
can I have a fortitude
So
roll,
I've
please?
been-
No, willpower. Sorry, I want willpower because whether it burns,
Willpower.
whether it burns or not,
Have you
it's
heard
where
of
they
our
show
Lord
it.
and Savior, Caden Kalui?
Yeah, he doesn't give.
19.
He doesn't give up
Killian,
pamphlets.
or
Okay,
whatever.
she knocks it back and barely a flinch. There's a little twitch in one eye, you know, so you can tell she's feeling the pain. But to her credit, she doesn't like cough it out, total surprise. Like those guys thought this stuff would be weak. She's expecting something strong. She got it. She's dealing with it, and she hands it back to you. But not bad.
So where's everybody else gone?
No idea.
Okay.
They know where I am. So-
The two look forward at the elves. He beckons them. Come on. He's got all kinds of like beads. It's like carnival with him. He's got beads on him. It's like they're decking him out in weird finery, you know. Looks like a native now. That kind of thing. And the scene pans over to ritual dance combat. How many times can you attack in a single round?
4 with flurry of blows.
Okay.
I'm a speedy little guy when I want to be.
These guys have better performance, heavier attack modifiers, and better armor classes, just so you know. But
That's alright. There's only one way to get stronger, you know.
if you're taking 2 on, are you looking to just try and get 5 points on one guy and knock him out and then go to the other? Or are you looking to take them on simultaneously and take them both down, like spreading out the attacks? What's the plan here?
Whoever said I was counting?
Okay. So,
My intention is to beat them before they beat me.
yeah, I was saying, like, who do you target with each attack?
Whoever's closest to me.
Okay. So you're going to unload 4 on one guy, whoever that sucker is,
Yeah.
and then... Okay. Right on. Well-
The bravest one, he deserves it.
Kadia
That's how
And
he'll
keep-
get better at it too.
and Kuke. So they're chanting, Kadia Kuke, Kadia Kuke. Wait a minute, doesn't that...
Oh, I'm feeling this one.
Doesn't that... Wait, if you reverse it, Kuke and the Kadia, oh, that's insulting. Okay. So away we go. Can I have your first athletics check? What'd you get?
Sure. Athletics.
It was... Oh, your acrobatics was...
Acrobatics?
Yep.
Going back to the 5 one there.
Yep, going up the top.
26?
27.
27. No, yeah. 27.
Oh, sorry, that's powerful fist.
Yeah. No, it's 26 then.
Yep, 26. Okay. With their astounding performance, which is rather large, but rolling low, they decide to come at you with the beat, but they're a little bit more cautious. They're reading you. So you have initiative on them. We enter
right.
Theater of the Mind combat. Spam me 4 rolls and then tell me what happens to this poor bugger.
Well, let's see how these numbers come out there first.
My AC is 22, and I will let you fill in the flavor blanks.
32.
Mm-hmm. That's a crit.
Number 2. That's a 19. Number 3. Oh, don't bother about that. And number 4. Don't bother about that either.
Okay.
But we had some amazing stuff at the beginning of that.
Yep, they come at you cautiously, and you make them pay for it. Surprising, Kadya, with a what?
Seeing how Chris wears the 2 there, it's definitely going to be what that backwards lunge with the spiral, the earthworm attack.
Okay.
It worked good the first time, so why change?
Okay.
It seems unorthodox to them, so that works for me.
All right. So instead of facing off 1 for 1, planting yourself on the ground, and then suddenly picking one, then suddenly the other. Aha!
Yeah. It lunged towards one,
Yep.
he dodges out there.
Yep.
Kind of recoil back and then lunge.
Yeah. Scissoring your legs out and then clipping them both on the outsides. A double strike. Oh! And then you set up into your routine with the momentum. But they react very quickly and...
Oh no!
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. The first gets you a double strike, but the the follow-ups get worse and worse as they're close. But this guy learns really quickly your moves and then counterattacks. Haha. Now your acrobatics earns you the +2 to your AC, so your AC is now 24.
Yes.
And with my attack modifier of 17, rounded down
That's
to
a good attack modifier.
well, 13 because it's -4. Plus what I rolled is actually 23. So he comes really close to getting a strike, but clips you in the leg. Not enough to make a resounding gong. You don't get that nice chime. You hear a click, but not a gong. And the ref's like, no point. But there are 2 of them. And the other one comes in with a natural 20. Oh, the bugger set me up. While you were distracted and moving for 1, the other one comes sweeping in with a natural 20 and rakes your legs and gets 2 points on you, Muros. Ding ding. Oh, crap. Yeah, I only have 5 points. Here, I just lost 2 points. But it's round 2, and Muros comes back with his acrobatics. Changing tactics. And the music speeds up. With your acrobatic second roll of 25.
Correct.
Your new approach. Apparently they've adapted to your worm stance.
Yep. So just going to switch over to running up and just trying to do a little bit of the Irish jig then. Run up in front of them, so I'm standing almost face to face. So it's kind of like they're down low, but I just kind of come running straight up.
Okay.
Like in a non-aggressive stance.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then just do a bit of an Irish jig, but then in between doing that, I kick their ankles.
Okay. Pop up and come at them vertically. Now you said plural. Does that mean they're going to go 2 and 2, or are you going to keep working on that one guy and trying to run him out of points?
I guess focus on the 1.
Okay.
So, first attack is 21.
Mm-hmm. That misses.
Yeah.
Now you're still modding with the -4s, right?
No, you have to add that in, so it's even lower.
Okay.
That's the second. And then third. Oof. And then fourth. No. It's a lot of flurry.
Yep.
With not a lot of substance behind
You
it.
are close, and after the first strike, they measure your pace, and I wouldn't say they get into an Irish jig themselves, but they match you. They both go vertically, flank you, turn sideways, and start rotating. So you have to turn twice as fast, which is disorienting as you snap your head like an ice skater to keep bearing on kicking, as all they have to do is sort of like walk in a circle around you, and they're using the momentum of their wide arc. But you know that
they
if
just
you
start river dancing.
Yeah, but they're flanking. They get beside you, but they're like rotating around, forcing you to spin, trying to like flank you and confuse you.
Yeah.
And they are flanking you, which gives us an additional +2, so that's what you get for taking on 2 dudes.
Oh no!
I know. So, matching your pace with a 24.
Oh, my AC 22.
Okay. Well, you did get you're up to 24 because you got the second 20.
Well, then my AC would still be 24, which
Yeah.
would be the target.
Yeah. 1 does get a hit on you, sir. And Muros.
It was a mighty hit.
3 strikes on Muros, 2 strikes on one of them, and we go into round 3. Now, round 3. 2 bets owing on the goblin. Can I have some more diplomacy? Dig deep. Show the coins.
Try my hardest.
Come on, you can do it.
Nat 1.
Oh, no, okay. You seem to offend them like you're trying to, like, I want to buy your dancers. No, no. Sell me your children. No. Get out of here. They kind of, like, push politely but firmly, like, you know, you start getting the message that this is, you know, not socially acceptable to bet against your host when they're preparing a feast for your little green butt.
Fair.
So, anyway.
I'll give it up at that point.
Okay. So, getting back to Dance Dance Revolution. Your third acrobatics, Muros. This is where we took a bit of a dive. This is where things got not so easy with your 11. Drop your AC to 22. The music speeds up once again, but less interesting.
Oh no!
You keep up with the music, but not so much that you can, like, time it to get it, like, stay on top ahead. You know, like, you're dancing to the music and they're trying to keep up with you, kind of thing.
He's doing the boogie woogie when he should be doing like the heebie-jeebie.
Yeah, you're just doing the hustle.
Yeah, and it's offbeat just by like an eighth.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like there's something unusual about it. It's just not right.
Yeah. I'm actually keeping this music dry because I'm going to go back and edit in as much music to this as I can. Can I have your strikes and tell me who your opponent is?
Haven't moved off.
Okay.
The same.
Stay locked on that one guy. You flurry, you feint, you get all up into the guy's face, but the legs are always seeking out that one guy.
Yeah. 19. Wait. 21. Minus 4. So.
Okay.
No. Not. Second.
These guys' AC is, yeah.
18. No.
You can do it. You can do it.
22, 18.
No.
No. And one more. 14, 20. No, 16.
Sorry, sir. Keeping up with the music is
Hey.
hard enough. Keeping up with the two of them. Now, like I said, he's not like, they're not making a fool out of you. You're not making wide swings and they're easily dancing away.
No.
Like, this is hard tack dance combat.
Yeah.
I almost want to say Jumanji 2. Like the one girl that had to have music playing to do fighting, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
You got to dig up that song.
Yeah.
But no strikes.
Not everything results in damage.
Yeah, no strikes for you. So, checking with their performances and nailing them once again. Their AC goes from 22 to 24, just like yours. And these guys try to counter you.
Oh no.
15 minus 4 is 11, plus their 17 is like 28, dude.
Oh,
But the second guy can't get a bearing, and you take one more gongish strike at 4 points. You are 4 to their 2.
Oh no.
You got to do something really awesome to drop at least one of these guys. You know, make an impression. You got to at least oust one of them in this next round. However, acrobatically adapting I believe your acrobatics come around at this point with 24. Tell me what you do as the music changes tempo. It doesn't speed up. They change the tempo at that speed so that the beat goes off to like a slightly different, you know what I'm saying? Instead of like a 4 beat, they turn into something like a waltz. It's only 3 beats in the same time. It's like, oh, okay, that's messed up. But I think you got a handle on it. Just hop on one leg.
Okay, what's the environment look around like? We're doing this like big. So what's it look like?
You're right on the edge of the lower tier, off the walkway, underneath in shade. Imagine those 2 little buildings are on the edge of that walkway that opens to the giant platform. that there's open space there. So there's a
Yeah.
circle of a crowd, like downtown Toronto, and somebody has a decent flame show going on, and people just start crowding in. They end up, at this point they're 5 people thick. You've got like a 30-foot radius because people give the pros their space. You've got a 30-foot circle to work within, and you're trying to stay near its center, or coming out to an edge and then coming at them, so they got to line up in front of you, and you'll always keep one guy in front of another so they can't flank you. But these guys keep pulling off this sort of, they're very in sync dancers.
Yeah.
They drop down, they give you the, gonna rumble, that kind of stuff.
Okay, I want to try something. You tell me if it's outrageous or not.
It's about as outrageous as a 24 can get you.
Cool. All right, I want to grab one.
Okay.
Grab the closest guy.
All right. Like combat style, or like dancing style, or like a fellow acrobat where like you're gonna vault off him or something?
Kind of like WWF back in the day, right?
Okay.
When you're doing, like, I'm going to throw you.
Okay.
And you're like, I'm partially okay with this.
Okay, so you pick him up?
Well, so the whole idea is that I want to grab one, and I want to use his ankles to hit the other guy's ankles.
Okay, so you get a guy in a lock, and then you swing him around, almost like, they do this, the swing jig, where it's this hip down, and then you swing your partner around type of thing.
Yeah.
So I
don't want to use a hero point on this.
Yep. So you go up on the guy, and you go low, and you grab him around the waist. Pick him up. What's he doing as he starts flailing away? And then you roll him off. Dip him, clasp him, ooh, and then you swing him at this other guy going, no, before you fall for me and look into these dwarven beard and eyes, before that soft chest hair brushes your cheek, you're a weapon. Swing. Go ahead, let's have the attack.
All right, so the attack.
Attacks, plural.
We'll first start with, every attack start with the first one. Oh, okay, that's a 25.
Ding!
All right.
Oh, with the -4 though, right?
So it's a 21.
No. Because their AC is 20.
What does the hero point do?
It allows you to re-roll. But you gotta take the second one. It allows you to go out of your turn, but you already have initiative. I don't think it gives a bonus like the other one. To save your life.
Okay, so I rub the hero point, but I don't spend it.
Okay.
I just touch it
All right.
for a bit.
That's fine.
Make it feel awkward.
I know, we're so used to the old hero point where you're like, I got a +4, I got a +8, but no, it
Yeah.
it allows you it allows you to jump initiative. Matt Spiegler used a hero point to save Corey's life last night, so that before this sucker, he was down to dying 3, bleeding out, failing his stability. The giant fly was going to bite his head off, inflicting damage into the dying condition, go to 4. He was going to go after the fly. He drops a hero point to jump his point in the initiative, get up a ladder, and rage on this thing, killing it. And so, something dramatic like that is heroic, but you already go first in initiative. I can't have you go twice in initiative, so I don't think there's much else we can do with hero point, unless Joe has something for us. He's shaking his head. Nope.
Nooper noopers.
Okay. Save it
You
for...
totally could go twice, though. Like, you could spend your turn and then go, I spend a hero point to act out of turn.
Yeah, act out of turn isn't like going earlier than your turn would normally allow. Not doubling down in a turn. Like, if you're lower in the initiative, you want to act out of turn, I can, like, you're still, okay, I'm down here. I'm going, they're going. I'm not going to make it. It comes to my turn. I can act out of turn by immediately spending the hero point, zipping yourself up in initiative, but I don't think it lets you double down like a haste. Anyway, let's have more rolls. Rolls are fun.
Yes. Of course. Which rolls?
Attacking, you got close to hitting once, but you have more.
First one. Second, sorry. Yeah. Oh.
No.
Nope.
No.
Third attack. 20. No, that's even lower. 16. And last one. Oh. For all the drinks. Caden, be kind. 19.
Now, instead of saying these are like combat fast rounds as much as like there's the proverbial 2-minute song, I like the idea of full turns. I like the idea of like a full set of music and a bunch of dancing going off to entertain, and then ding, that kind of thing that come at surprising moments. It doesn't look like a great big slap fest. So the two on the bench, there's enough noise going on. If you guys wish to like get up off your platform, walk down the rope bridge and see whether there's a crowd down there, feel free. Also, if our goblin wants to change our tactics, because I'll tell you this, the music is infectious. And if anyone happens to have a performance check or some sort of musical instrument, grab a leaf and do the kazoo, that may also add.
Leaf kazoo, leaf kazoo, leaf. Sorry, man. That was just so many childhood memories in just one.
Where's a bard when you need one, right? No, it's performance. No. Okay.
Oh, if they got offended by me trying to make bets, they would instantly try to kill all of us if I tried to sing or do anything musical.
Your performance is like so untrained or something.
Albrecht Stone Chugger
Yeah.
shoves a bongo player out of the way.
Okay. All right, man. Give me a performance check.
21.
Okay. Gets in there.
Yeah, man.
Okay. They're cool with it. They're down.
No. Changes it slightly
Okay.
to a more dwarven tribal beat.
So, like, what's the famous rock song where they actually have two drum sets? Is it like Anagata Davida or something where like they're doing the double drum solo? You have there Phil Collins and his buddy.
What? Dude,
Never mind.
don't ever say that again.
Moving on.
Iron Butterfly. Double drum. Santana would have been the double drummer.
Thank you. Something like that.
Or, sorry, multiple percussionist.
There you go. Would you like to spend a hero point to re-roll and try and make that even higher?
No, because
Okay.
I'm...
You don't want to
spend a hero point for like a 12% chance. No. I'm not
just
gonna
saying,
do
you know how we roll in Star Wars when he's so close to hitting the mark, and I was like, do you want to spend a force point? It's like, dude, you were so close to hitting the mark on this. Now, your music, shoving's kind of rude, but by the time they notice, there's only one guy offended, right? Because they're like, oh, look, the dwarf's joining in. That's kind of cool. And 21, they're digging it.
Hey, he's got bongos from our peoples.
If you want to make a good impression, I need a 22.
You get what you get. I'm not spending my hero point on that. I could slip and fall off this platform
That's
at
true.
any given time.
I am totally. It's my DM duty to drain you suckers of hero points before combat. That's always pending, right? So, anyway, but no, that's cool. So, back to Muros.
And yeah, maybe I wouldn't shove him out of the way, but I, scoot up to the side of the bongo.
I get what you're saying with the thing. Well, shove it. Let's go. I get it. One guy at this point doesn't adapt well to the dwarven offbeat. I'll even give them a penalty for his 21. Like, I'll reduce their performance because they're not used to the music. So instead of a performance check,
goes to the taiko style drumming.
Yeah. So I'll give you this. Instead of a performance plus 15, the sudden change throws these guys off and they only have a plus 11. And it makes one of them blow their roll to get the AC bonus, which opens up Muros for a better shot. And
I've got your back, buddy.
there you go. And it actually happened to be Keija that just goes a what? His main target. So, but now we do try to attack Muros. So with a natural 1, he incurs such a bad where is it? Because that's not his
He hits his own anklets. Click, click. Ah, shit.
Critical failure. Yeah, so he's having a rough time, and as the following, like, he's gonna take a bigger penalty, like a -2, so a -6 to hit you instead of -2, because the music's throwing off your opponent. The other guy that you haven't hit yet, that's doing a lot of striking on you, is keeping up well and adapts quickly, and actually finishes you off, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just double check here. 17, then -4 is 13, which is 24, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so, but it is noticed, like, Al comes in, changes the beat, it totally screws up your opponent, and you're lining yourself up for a shot on this guy. The other guy adapts quicker, and on his move, as you're absorbing and avoiding that one guy's attack, because he attacks after you, ding, and they go nuts. They are pleased.
Biggest pratfall ever.
Yep, they are pleased. Okay. You do not defeat either Kaija or Kyuk, but I'll tell you this. I won't give you the influence point, but I'll give the party double XP. I will definitely keep this as a waiver that you had the balls to take on 2, and with a little prodding from myself to open up some skill check options, that Al got in there and almost nailed it with a 21. And Dance Revolution comes...
Dwarf Revolution.
Dwarf Revolution. Yeah, because it's 2 of you.
Yeah, Pathfinder Second Edition. Who knew?
comes to an end. The guys come up and they greet you, they grant you, they make sure you know their names. And they do the warrior arm clasp with you. Like, good game, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
You came close to beating, dude, you came very close to beating the champs in the beginning rounds. And then they, like, you know, you kind of took on a little bit more, but they, you know, they appreciate your moxie.
Yeah.
You know, you get a lot of, you know, shoulder pat and, you know, one dancer to another. Type
Oh
of,
yeah,
type of
no,
thing.
you're definitely fast.
All the younglings are walking around doing these guys got big ball. You know?
Oh no, the girls are off to the side. His first opponents are already practicing their version of the worm. The guy makes acolytes like wherever he goes. All right.
Yeah.
Now, as far as you, Albric, right? No shoving, but the young elf that was playing comes and snatches his bongos back and looks at you like, dude, not cool. But he kind of gives you the, that was pretty cool, and he kind of wanders off doing your beat like he's practicing it, like not letting you know. He's like, oh, that was kind of neat. Dun, dun, dun. How do you do that? Dun, 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 dun. And I got a Davida, baby. Oh, how did that go? No wire butterfly, you bastard. The crowd disperses and you find yourselves looking at, oh, look, Al, there's the elf, because they part and there she is, and there's the goblin putting his money away going, no, I wasn't doing anything. People go back to their day, right?
Right. So, Muros,
Hey,
just a little note for you in the future.
wait.
If you deign yourself to wander away from a group of people who you happen to be traveling with, maybe you should let one of them know.
The only thing is you'll be sitting your head down there for at least half a day. By
I
judging by the
know
most, yeah.
dragon religion isn't your forte, but that is no excuse, lad. All you have to do is say, oi, Albric, I'm going for a wee stroll. That's all you've got to do. Seriously, I don't know if you know this, but we're somewhere in the Milwaukee Expanse. That is literally half a world away from where we started this morning.
Hey?
We've already lost a bleeding druid somewhere.
That's canon. You guys literally, like, everyone but Al stops and looks over, like he's in the middle of his rant, right? And you see, like, not the actual figure, but the rustle of the canopy as something goes by. And even a couple elves come over and start, like, pointing, looking at Muros and looking, you know, but Al's so mid-rant he doesn't even see it. That's we're keeping that.
Seriously, lad, like, I know they're treating us well here. They seem to be real good folk. But you never know. It could be a ruse. They could have lured you away and ate your freaking spleen.
Alberic. Alright. For it's serious face for Muros. Alberic.
What do you want?
Who do you think would be best off to find out if they wanted to eat your face? To find that out, get away, tell everyone, and make the group get away from them.
Well, seriously, I'm pretty sure we have better odds if we were finding it all at the same time. Just saying, if you're fancying to take yourself a wee stroll, let your cousin know. My heart nearly stopped. I don't know these people.
Alberic.
And you know how thoroughly racist I am.
Yes. He even, like, turns and, like, the one elf walking by just says it in
Gives
his
them
face.
the forks.
Yeah, just, like, right in his face, right?
Alberic, you know you don't have to worry about it. Me ma ain't going to thrash you at thrice time. Okay? The first two, you earned it. You earned those two. You did. Yeah,
Seriously.
You set fire to things that you
My
shouldn't.
poor heart can't take it.
I know, but don't worry about it. Look, I'm just as grown as you are. You're not me ma, you're not me pa. You're my cuz.
Aye, but I swore to our grandmama Estelle that I would not let a single hair on your wee chest, which is like twice as wide as Albrecht, despoil under my tutelage.
Hey,
While this...
No.
Sorry, go on.
now put a hand on his shoulder. You're doing a good job, cuz. You're doing a good job.
While the rant builds and goes on, our goblin and our ranger. Can I have a perception check, please? Both are each like other sides of the dance. What was left? You're not side by side by any means.
Yeah.
What'd you get?
24.
And Alethea?
10.
10. Okay. You're being marked. In your world of roguish on the streets, the dude is totally eyeballing you. And it's the picture I've got up. A handsome, roguish, wounded, misty one-eyed, green ranger, stinking of malice, hatred, and simmering sexiness. This guy is just giving you guys the eyeball from, like, you know, the crowd parts, and he's just off in a corner kind of watching you guys. One hand on
Elven Nick Fury.
something like that, yeah. And our young rogue notices this. You want to do anything about it?
Well, I mean, I'll take note of it. But
Okay. Nikita, our Groot-armed half-elven storyteller, also seems to take note and is watching you guys and looks like she's going to come up and then stops short, closer to the goblin than the ranger for story's sake. And as the dwarves rant on, seems hesitant to approach, and then, you know, looks around, waiting patiently like, okay, I'll do something else for a moment, spots him eyeballing you guys, and sees that you take notice. So then she approaches you, little goblin, and in common says, "Don't take it personally, that is Akosa. My father's childhood friend, probably closest friend after my mother died. You should perhaps join him. He's going to hunt for your feast this evening. Invite your companions. He is wary of strangers, and I don't believe his suspicion of you is out of malice, to be honest."
Well, it isn't the first time, and it absolutely won't be the last. I'm not sure if you're aware of my race and how we're treated, but But thanks for the suggestion. It might not be a bad idea.
I must warn you, he might take some time to warm up to. He's not, like I said, used to strangers. But if you're patient with him, as I said, he is my father's closest friend. And with a shrug, she goes to walk off and then stops, looks back at you like she's actually contemplating adding to the story. But then, like you said, you know, you people don't know my race. That kind of strikes her. And she moves off. Now, another perception check, sure. But these people haven't been visited a long time. Instead of asking, ask for perception. Oh, there's sense motive. There's a story. Like, I'm kind of handing this out for free. It's my belief, not that these people are like wearing their hearts on their sleeves or their emotions. You're not really sure what's going on. This is speculation. But the fact that they literally pause in their thought, turn, and then maybe not, and wander off. Like, you can't help but notice that.
Yeah.
You know, the motive behind it could be positive, could be negative, but you know, when these people take pause in front of you, it's noticeable. So I'm dishing it out. So, Alethea, you do see the goblin talking to the storyteller. You see the dwarven colors ranting on, and I'm assuming they're speaking dwarven. Like, when he goes full Scottish rant, it starts in common and quickly devolves to crying and hugging and beer pulling and a bunch of Scottish dwarven. So I'm assuming no one's really following that heartwarming moment.
A mini cake appears out of nowhere. Keg stands start happening.
Yeah.
Yep. Then with the customary dwarven cousin secret hug shake.
You bend over and grab each other's ankle.
It's not a handshake. Nope. It's hugging with a ferocious shaking from Muros to Albrecht. Ragdolling me.
Oh, okay. None of the bat packing like a regular normal person.
My clown's bigger.
Who's
Physically.
who can get the other guy off his feet faster gets the shake.
It's tradition.
God forbid anyone should run for politics, like kissing hands and shaking babies. Or, I mean, shaking babies and kissing hands. Well, one or the other. Anyway, something to think about your political career in the future there, Lord of Iskar, with your deed to the mighty, mighty ruined... Oh, yeah. Did we actually leave anyone in charge of fixing this place up? Have you guys gone? Like,
yeah.
I think we kind of scammed...
Theon ain't doing nothing.
Yeah. Well, first you sent him off on a bit of a mission, and then it was like, I think we hinted about him going afar, but now it's like, no, someone's got to keep an eye on Voss, and yeah. Right.
Get back and he'll have cordoned off one single area that we're not allowed to go into, and Voss is mysteriously missing.
Yeah,
you just
it's
hear
how-
the rattle of chains coming from that.
Okay.
Yeah, wing.
Hmm. So, Alethea. Thank you. Alethea. The ranger disappears, but he does give you a nod and heads off to the bridge where you said to meet him, which means the hunting party is forming up. Do you wish to go? Do you wish to inform these morons? Or...
Well, I'm definitely going to go, but I'm going to go and inform Albrecht first of what
Okay.
is happening.
By the time this all goes down, these two look like they've more than made up and have already started pre-dinner drinking.
Okay, well, even if they're not going to join me, I'm going to let them know what's happening.
Okay. You walk up an aisle and you say,
Albrecht, we've been invited to go hunting
Hunting.
for tonight's feast. I'm going to go if you wish to join.
Well, I cannot say I'd be a much use out there, but Muros is handy on his own in the wild.
Hey, I know my way about.
Feel free to join him if you want. I'll be back at the tree drinking with Niles.
Well, we're heading out now if you want to come.
Sounds like a fun time. Let's go.
terrible visions fill the rangers' minds of Albrecht, like putting spider climb on Muros and him like sneaking up and like ringing baby birds and stealing their eggs. We're hunting. But sure.
I'll give him a chance.
Do you want to let Niles and the goblin know, or?
Well, I'm sure when the whole dance battle thing was going on, Niles and I discussed it.
Okay.
And I can.
No one cares
Lobrecht
about
know.
the goblin. He's his own man.
I just said I can let Lobrecht know.
I just say, I was kidding.
Well, see, watching her walk up, I'd have walked up as well.
Okay.
Right at the end there.
Okay.
Yeah,
So,
I'm coming along too.
who wishes to join the hunt? A goblin, an elven ranger, a wolf, and a monk. Fast forward to an hour, half an hour later, deep to the north of the Enclave City. First, in exploration mode, we must seek the animals, as the elven hunters are spread out in a V formation, looking for animal sign and signs of the animal. You may all attempt nature or perception checks if you wish to at this time.
24.
28.
Which? Perception? Or...
Nature.
Okay.
Perception.
Okay.
15. Nature.
Alethea, you come upon recent droppings and marking of a tree where an animal, has a bit of a scratch. The rest don't seem to notice. Lobrecht, a few strides ahead of you, you hear something about 100 yards ahead. You've become attuned to the sounds of the jungle as quickly as you can, and something seems out of place. There's a gap of silence, which might denote a predator, as the regular flora fauna go quiet. One perception of 24 and one nature of 28. You both, through your own tells, spot something. I'm looking for 17. And Alethea, you perceive something bigger. Lobrecht, boar, You think you found a small pack of boar. Alethea, thanks for the crit. You think you might have found some sort of alpha, something rare, something larger. That's be some big boar, pig poop. And that's big tusk scratches in that bark.
Okay, well, I will nod at Reyna to go off into like
Okay.
flanking position sort of thing.
Okay.
Do her little around and signal Akosa.
Okay.
Clever girl.
Albrecht just comes like down on a spider thread from up in a tree. Right beside you as you're like kneeling beside the boar spore. Ah! What do we got? He said he wasn't going to help, but he didn't say he wasn't going to be there.
No, I totally said I was going to be drinking by the tree with Miles.
I know.
But they can hear it mentally. It's
Oh, okay.
just
So like, yeah.
He's just
It
always
projects.
there, just not there.
Yeah. What's actually happening in real time is like some elf has fashioned the very first beer cap, you know, and this female elf presents it to Albrecht, and he's like,
clever girl.
there you go. And double fist drinking is born in the elven nation of Waggy Expanse.
Huzzah!
So, I love this. Seeking the animals, DC 17, nature of perception. The goblin hears them, probably near a water source. The odd grunt, but then everything else around it goes quiet, because Alethea confirms there's something bigger, sending the wolf wide into a flanking position to swing around, signaling Akosa, who immediately stops his hunter's cold. And you, with your basic ranger hand signal kind of thing, you know, show him. Big prey, alpha, forward, sacrifice, goblin, wait, patient. Speaking of goblin, you believe you found something big. What do you want to do? You're one of the point men up front because you're small, you know. There's maybe like two other.
I mean, I'll kind of hold a hand up like this.
Okay.
You know, it's like stop. I'll look back.
Yeah, okay.
See that they've all stopped. Like,
So to your left and to your right, there's like other point men, other elves.
yeah.
They didn't see or hear. You spot it. You do the signal, so they freeze and they see and they nod appreciatively, like, "Oh, okay." And when you look back, like you said, the other elves and Alethea are already acting probably in the same, you know, impressive if they've heard or seen it back there, or they've, you know, found something else. But probably from your perspective, it'd be like, "Wow, damn, he heard right past me."
Yeah.
But hunting for dinner is quite fun because with a 28 success, you discover signs of animals that are safe to hunt. Critical success. Thank you, Alethea. You find an impressive and potentially dangerous find, such as a large pack of particularly healthy and thus cranky red river boars and a large water buck with razor sharp horns. But you also find signs of animals that are safer to hunt than your impressive and delicious find. So the Ahsoka kills his team. They stop, motioning you to draw close to him. He comes up to his point guys, spreads them wide, and comes close to you and the goblin. We creep so stealthily up, revealing a pack of delicious red river boars and a quite rare, large water buck with razor sharp horns 30 feet away, also taking some grazing in a bit of a shallow pond, but still, you know, delicious water and soft ferns. These vegetarians are nomming down. He tells you that there's also, if we back off, he's found sign of, you know, safer prey, but he'll let it be your call. Do you guys want to take on the big game and have a delicious feast, or go for the safe, easy find that will feed?
I'm not there, but I vote the rare stuff, man. Like,
Big game.
I was going to say the big game. We've got Reyna to try and help separate them,
All right.
or
Absolutely. And
Bring
I
the buck
have
out.
wraps ready. So
Okay. So, next, Ahsoka's already into this, positioning the hunters. Our elf has already sent Reyna off into one flanking position. He sent his spotting those, okay? But now that we've, against an impressive endurance find, we need to make stealth checks. And the DC against this prey is 25 to get us into position. Stealth.
Stealth. I need somebody. Stealth. Anybody.
30.
13.
Oh yeah, one, because you're in the pack.
Oh, 30.
In
Nat 20?
their Muros, right? With this 30, like everyone forgot about the dwarf. He's like, he's made a ghillie suit, and they're like, he's just amongst them. There's this thing. He's not even in contact with all the hand signaling. He's just this mound that's moving, right? I can smell boar, fresh boar.
Yeah. There's a reason why Muros is so good at hiding in the jungle.
Yeah, bacon is universal, man. Like Red River boar, piggy, it doesn't matter. That's bacon. You smelt it a mile away. You made your ghillie suit and you're going for it.
What is this smell?
Yeah.
It's intoxicating.
It is true that with the earlier rolls it wasn't you that caught on to it. But when I asked for the initial perception and nature, you could have get on that. So give me a perception, Muros, because he might be tracking something completely different.
Hey.
There's river turtles, bats, lesser game.
23 perception.
Okay. You caught on to the lesser game that Ahsoka found, but they're moving towards something else. So you just go with them. And with your 30, your stealth holds. So, Lobrak, 30, nails it. Muros, 30, nails it. Alethea, 13. The DC to get the jump on this is 35. So the goblin disappears, the mound gets close, and then there's Alethea, so at home in a forest. But this is a jungle, slightly different flora and fauna. And when you sort of decide to slide around backwards around a large vine mossy colored tree and plant your face into a spider web, you can't help the subtle, you don't freak out, you're a pro, but you can't help the hesitation and the shudder and causing a vine to creak, and suddenly the water buck's head snaps up and it's on. We lose our advantage of getting bonus to rolls for taking the sucker down. But we see it react, forcing us to react. However, you boys get your +2 if it's not a party thing. And now comes the hunt. Springing into action, the Ukjake elves and you guys must work together to bring down this game to an impressive find. And if you guys are not, you guys are actively participating and not just aiding, okay, we need a survival check to do the actual hunting.
Nice.
This is pretty cool because they do it in stages instead of doing a long drawn out combat with a bunch of pigs.
Yeah.
The water buck snaps its head up, but the river boar don't seem to notice Alethea's minor blunder. And we spring to the attack, spreading out wide, arrows fly, small hatchets move to ground, and you guys close rapidly on your targets. Can I have survival checks all around, please, of the hunting party?
One need two.
At 20 for a 26.
Nice. 23.
Okay. Without revealing...
Nice rolls all around.
Yes, but without revealing the DC, do you guys want to have a lead and a couple of aids? Or do you guys want to go with one lead and possibly just have someone aid another to bank up one of the lesser rolls?
I don't think we have that teamwork.
That's fine. That actually is good. I'm offering something, but that is a good flavor. I actually appreciate you taking that handicap, Muros.
Yeah.
Because like I said, you guys don't know each other. You've never worked together. However, these two have worked in the past.
Yeah.
So, did one of you guys want to make the other an aid, or at this point you think it's irrelevant, like 22, 26 is good enough, and off we go. And no, I don't always hint because you're so close and you should take that bait. I'm just taking this verbatim.
The way I've been playing Alethea, her and Lowbrick, like they've worked together, but she doesn't still trust him. So
Right, so it's you and the wolf. Can I have a survival from the wolf?
Oh.
Now that's definitely another check. You can use the wolf to aid you, unless you're just like, go, Wolfie.
15 for Reina.
And that actually is the bare minimum, bumping Alethea to 24, I believe.
Okay.
DC.
It's plus 2 for an aid.
Yeah. So 22.
So 25.
No, you're at 20,
22.
You're at 24.
Yep.
No, he sensed my hesitation because I wasn't sure if it was 2 or not. So Matt's just backing me up on my 20 plus.
I couldn't remember what I rolled.
That's fine.
Yeah. It's a 2 bonus. Unless you've got the helpful trait.
25 survival check. You get in there, you get on it, you draw your bow, you shoot, you let fly, and you do not hit the mark. You bury it heavy into the flank, wounding the great water buck, and it goes flailing off down the water where a goblin is waiting. Literally, this guy went prone, got not in the water, but really low on the riverbank, and you just drove the buck right to him. And as this thing prances over, up comes the little
Horse chopper.
Yeah, exactly. Up comes the horse chopper. It's a 4-legged equine sort of animal, and he just guts it one end to the other, and this thing goes crashing down and does the big heavy haunch sideways slide, and comes flying over towards a big mound, which is Muros, and big stag dead eyes are looking at you as you jump up. And it does the big pile driver elbow. Woo! Muros, what did you get for your survival? 23?
Yeah. 23.
Yeah, and like I said, if that didn't finish it off, Muros springs up from his, that strange pile, springs up, and he just freaking grabs it by the antlers and snaps its neck, and there's that thunderous crack. The river boar are all taken down by the rest of the pack of our hunters, and those that almost got away faint from the terrible display of ferocity from our rogue and our monk. And some have picky heart attacks. Too much bacon.
They do the goat play dead thing.
Worst survival trait.
I know, it's so dumb. It has to have worked, though. They're still around. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the ones at the front of the pack. It worked out for those guys.
Instead of 60 XP, returning with impressive finds gets the party 120. Even if you're not, not there.
Wop, wop.
Now we had always gone with.
Look at that! Look at that, Niles.
With
120 XP worth of shots.
Yeah. we had always gone with Milestone. I mean, I even have an interview where the guys from Shield Bash interviewed me, and then I brought in Rob about Milestone versus XP, and I defended Milestone. But after reading this, there's such subtle tweaks about influence points which are going to come to play, and getting that extra roll and trying hard to get that extra XP. Like, it's not a matter of like, I killed it, nothing survives, I killed it, nothing got away, and you get your massive XP. They're talking about going for the big game. They're talking about going for the big, the big treasure and being rewarded. So, I think we should we'll try a level of XP. We'll go back and, flip up and all the extra. Did promise you guys double. That 40 became 8 a little while, and we'll see how that goes. The way levels work in this game is you start with 0, you get to 1,000, you level, it resets to 0. And you work your way back up to 1,000. And even if the rogue is off stealing over there and the party is hunting over there, the party gets the rogue's XP for stealing, and the rogue gets the party's XP for hunting. So, yeah, you get 120 for impressive drinking contest with the frat elves that come out of their little frat house.
Stick to your strengths.
Yeah.
That's what the moral of the story.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, like there's like one walkway over. There's
I think we might be at the toga point by this, though.
The fraternity,
Toga.
Yeah. Oh.
So, as the hunters return, you're walking along. Can I have perception from the three of you that were in the hunting party?
30.
27.
15.
Okay. Not Lowbrack. who, is too busy marking himself in deer blood and sharpening the horse chopper on the antler. Make studded antler armor. He's just doing something crazy, right?
Oh no, he literally has the deer head mounted on top of his head.
The guy's incredibly strong. Like, he's dragging the whole thing along, and it's really creepy.
Viscera and all.
Oh, he just chop off the head, and he's just wearing it back.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
This great big elk head with antlers and tiny little green legs sticking out, just puttering along. Okay. Muros and the elf.
Hey.
You notice Ahsoka's eyeballing you guys, and he looks like, using this as a sense motive, because that's what it says you can do. Perception is now sense motive. Like, he really wants to talk to you guys, but he doesn't want to make the first move.
Well, I've already spoken to him, so I will.
But now you've hunted with him.
Well, that's what I've hunted with him. I've spoken with him, so I will approach him again.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought you were waving him off, going, nah, I've already talked to him. He's a dick.
No, I was going to say I've already spoken with him once.
Okay.
So
You sidle up. What about you, Muros?
I was going to actually talk to Alethea and ask her, what's up with that one? Like, so she settles up, and Muros, being as Muros, goes, so, what's going on?
So instead of, like, he sees you watching him eyeballing and doing the quiet, like, okay, so what's the deal before you go over there? He waits till you're, like, Ahsoka's about to say something, and there's Muros popping up going, so what's his deal? He's like 5 feet away. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like, you stared at me for the past 30 minutes. What's this about?
Nothing. Makosa of the Hawk Clan. My mother is of the River Clan. We were preparing for the hunt, and you joined us. And I have to say, I was surprised that the jungle favored us with such a... He looks back at the goblin toting the head. Bountiful find? Shakes away the nightmare that's going to be coming up later.
Don't you never mind him. He's eccentric. Even by his people's standards.
Our best bet, I knew, would be river hogs and the water bucks. But, and again, looking at, the impressive size of not only that you found both, but how big this water buck is.
You had a little help on this one there, remember?
As for why I'm still staring at you, well, and instead of turning to Alethea, he tries his hand at dry sarcasm, which is so bad. He just looks at the dwarf and says, "You're all just too pretty for me to take my eyes off you." He says it very dryly, though.
Great. Well, that's when I walk away from this conversation. Enjoy the rest of the day.
He seems to blush and just scamper off. Ahsoka actually snorts. It's kind of a laugh, but only Alethea sees that it's kind of a laugh, like, that was fun. He's just like, huh.
I think you scared him.
He scared me. It's equal fair in that regards.
Doesn't matter. Jassi brought you here, and Nikita says you're a guest. So, you could come straight from hell, and I'd still have to feed you.
Oh, that's good to know then.
We did help with the feast.
It
Can't be that much of a burden.
He smiles and nods at you. You did well. It does dawn on you that he's speaking common rather well. He actually speaks it better than Jasai. Perhaps as good as the storyteller. For someone that doesn't like strangers, he speaks a strange language rather fluently.
Mm-hmm.
It's good to know how to tell someone to get off your lawn.
Yeah. Can you come with the mic a bit more, Messsina? You're getting really quiet there.
Oh, my bad there. But no, it's definitely certain. He needs to be able to tell someone to get off his lawn.
Did you say that?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Point blank.
He rumps at you and says, well, you'd learn the language fast too when your jail keepers are screaming orders to you in it.
You're in prison?
Ever heard of Whitebridge Station?
No. Afraid I haven't.
Well, if you've not,
New to the area.
then you best not ask. As a matter of fact, I don't really feel like talking about it. Can I actually have
But you brought it up.
Can I have a society check?
Of course.
He doesn't say, I'm asking. Well, now you want me to tell you? I just love how he doesn't break characters. Like, okay.
16 society.
Okay. And Alethea, who's following said conversation, Whitebridge?
24.
Ooh, yes, you've heard of Whitebridge Station. It's a former Aspis Consortium outpost that enslaved Ugeki elves to mine gold in brutal conditions and desecrated the elves' corpses by turning them into zombies. Until the UKJ finally overcame the outpost's defenses and massacred every Aspis member inside. The Aspis Consortium is sort of like an evil corporation in fantasy world. These guys are ruthless merchants, and they expand their influence in trade maliciously with a whole bunch of not just backdoor deals, but they have a faction of their influence. Like through commerce, they influence decisions, kingdoms, lords, you name it. And they are not nice people.
Well, okay.
It's the Rothschilds.
Pretty much.
Zerka Corporation from Kotar.
Yep.
Yep.
Zerka.
Story, you were saying, Alethea?
I was going to say then I'm sorry. I've heard of the trouble there. I'm sorry for what you had to have dealt with while you were held there.
Well, it's too late for that, isn't it? But, as if giving in to your, kindness, he huffs in exasperation, but he points to a white symbol painted on his neck. If I'm wearing this, I'm in a good enough mood to talk. Just don't use it always as an excuse to bother me unless you have something useful to say. Anyway, he's talking to you, but you could kind of tell it is sort of directed at Muros, who's a little, point blank with him.
Understood.
Anyway, not that he's about to stomp off, but you do see he's looking for clothes, unless you have another pressing question about something you want to,
I'll let him be.
Okay. The rest of the walk back is in silence until we hear the scouts in the upper tree branches ring out joyous bells and, well, look, they clang those ankle things together. The symbols and the sounds of successful hunt. And you guys are greeted back with much glee, as not only did you help hunt for your own supper, but the hunt was successful. As for the feast, we will see you next time.
Cooking checks, yeah.
Say goodnight, Lorbrick.
Good night.
What awful people.